so excited to meet my baby. I can't handle this feeling. Our new living room floor. How little I prepared for the 4th trimester. Mountain coming through. Just there. Right, so about a month ago I posted my first full room transformation of the office. And you absolutely loved it, and the reason there hasn't been another one of these from house to home vlogs in 2 months, we've been flat out preparing multiple rooms for similar transformations, and it's just been mental. Earlier in this series we shared with you that we were broody for a second child.
We're going to do what we did last time, which is essentially just stop
being careful
and see when and if some little person appears.
And now that second child is almost fully cooked. She's due in and around Christmas, like that week leading on from Christmas. That has become our hard deadline to get the bones of a lot of the rooms renovations done, because you know, renovating is messy, it's stressful, and they're not things you really want in the first few months of a baby's life, in the baby bubble. I am going to talk you through all of the progress that we've made in this vlog, but I also kind of throughout as well want to touch on like my trimester 3 checklist, so things I'm like doing to prepare for the arrival of this baby. The whole nesting thing is so real. That's why deep cleaning the home and finishing up certain rooms for the most part has been really important to me. I'm currently sat in our bedroom, which has come a long way, and I'm about to sort through bags and bags of baby clothes that were very kindly given to us by family and friends. Big shout out to Sophie and Leah who gave us most of this stuff. I just basically want to pull out anything that's 0 to 3 months. Yeah, I don't really know where to start with this room because it's starting to actually feel like a cozy bedroom rather than a carpet moth infested nothing with a mattress on the floor, which is what it was for most of the year. I think I told you we had rewiring and plumbing done first, like throughout the house. That was a huge job, very intrusive on like, because we're living in the house while we're renovating it. So yeah, the radiator was previously under the window, but we decided to go with floor length curtains. I love them. We did them in the office. They make a room that just looks so much more elegant. They make it look bigger. I love a long curtain. But yeah, if you have them hanging over a radiator, they can actually trap the heat, stop it from circulating around your room. So that's what, here's over there now. And yeah, the curtains we've ordered are this gorgeous like rust velvet material to complement the other colors that we've gone with. Oh, lads, wait, speaking of velvet, these were sent to me. Also a bow. There's a bow and a hat. They were sent by a brand, Say Hello, for like introducing your baby. It's like a swaddle, you know, for that first cute picture. I'm so excited to meet my baby. I can't handle this feeling. The colors in the room. So paint. For ages, we could not choose a color for this room. What we did was we Googled most relaxing bedroom paint color, and what kept coming up over and over again was blue. I have to admit, I'm not even a massive fan of the color blue, which is why we plan to warm the blue up through the decor we choose. Obviously blue is associated with calm and relaxation. It is a really peaceful color. The fact that there are studies saying that people who sleep in blue bedrooms get better night's sleep than people who sleep in bedrooms with other colors. The fact that that's a thing swung it. So we picked light blue by Farrow and Ball, and it is gorgeous. It looks so different in different lightings. Like I feel like sometimes it looks even a bit, I don't know, like a light green. The old carpet is gone. Yes, we had beautiful new carpets put down in here, in the hall, in the bedrooms by Des Kelly, and they supplied and fitted from start to finish. Got the carpets really fast. This one in here is from the Sweet Dreams collection. Sorry, stop. Look how tiny these are, oh my god. And just the difference with like new carpet, new paint, and then obviously like we put in new skirting, and then I painted it. But like, I painted it white because that's just what you do. But like now I'm regretting the white in here. I'm kind of feeling like a yellow. Not like a yellow, but like some kind of a yellow on the trim or trim and doors. Please comment if you think that's insane. But I don't know, because we're going for like golds and stuff in here. And you guys did see us build the bed. You saw when we got like our old chest of drawers and stuff. The only other things we've added so far are these absolutely adorable antique bedside cabinets that we found for 100 quid each on Dundeal, and they're just in perfect condition. These little lamps, these little plug-in wall sconces. Big shout out to Caroline Winkler, the YouTuber. I would not have known you could even get these if it wasn't for her videos, like interior design videos. I always thought they had to be wired into the wall, and the electrician was finished with this room. But yeah, you just plug them in. Brilliant. These are the classic brass wall lamp from lampandlight.ie. What else? Also, we swapped out our ugly plastic nappy and wipes box for this gorgeous one that we got in TK Maxx. My son likes to sit on top of it every morning, and we've our new plant friend going on. We still need to decorate this room, still need a mirror, still need wall art, that kind of thing, but at least it's a comfortable place to sleep. Not too cluttered, thank God for that walk-in wardrobe slash ensuite area where like all of the stuff can go. So you walk in here and it's like, ah, look who's home, look who's here.
What's this place? This place that I
never get to be. No more long haul flying for this one from next year.
Yeah.
So you'll get to enjoy the house. Because usually he's just working on the house. He doesn't get to enjoy it, and then he's gone again.
I'm just kind of this storm of tiredness that comes in and fix, paint, repack bag, and then it just all kind of gets sucked out the front door again. And
yesterday, Thomas and his dad put down our new living room floor. We'll be going on to the living room updates in a second because there's loads. It is now lunchtime. We're gonna cook together. Yeah. And we've had an exciting package from today's sponsor. Thank you. He's turning off the washing machine for my sponsored segment. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about HelloFresh, but like the fact that it's in Ireland now is a very big deal to me. They're also sourcing from local Irish suppliers, which is amazing. I know a lot of you aren't in Ireland. It's available in 16 different countries, which I will link down in the description box. But I even, like, out of desperation to use this service, messaged to HelloFresh a few months ago. You know, the box basically arrives on your doorstep with all of the ingredients in the perfect amounts, and it gives you like a card on how to make it, and every time I see it I just get so like, I want that, I need that in my life. See, I sent this message and no one ever saw it, but they're in Ireland now, which is all I care about. This is a little sponsor segment, but I have signed us up for HelloFresh because we need something like this in our lives.
Yeah, it's really great for people like me who hate food waste, because you know, you buy garlic in the shop because it's actually cheaper to buy 3 of them than just buy one, and you only need one clove for the thing, and then it sits there, and then you might use another clove here and another clove there, and then before you know it, to save yourself binning it, you end up eating a garlic salad.
This is on my personal post-birth checklist anyway, is a meal kit service, because when I had my son, I obviously I was healing and breastfeeding around the clock, relying on food to be handed to me. My mother-in-law is really great at batch cooking. I am not. I am so unorganized, and I hate trying to think of things to make in advance, and I just, every time I've attempted to batch cook, it's just failed miserably. So I love the idea that with HelloFresh, you know that like X amount of dinners for the week are there, and there's the exact right amount, and it's quick to make, and it's healthy.
I find it forces us to eat a bit better as well. Because on evenings where we're both wrecked and we're just
always want to take away.
We're just like, oh, let's just get a Chinese. I want a Chinese. And then when it finally comes to it, you're just like, hang on. All that stuff is in the fridge, and it's literally going to take like 20 minutes. Like, in the time it takes to actually cook the thing, like, you'd still be waiting on the Chinese counter. So it's like, I can get fed quicker with nicer food that's good for me.
As we remember, when you have a new baby, The last thing you really want to be doing is having to come up with what to cook and go and buying loads of food in the shop. This saves money. It also will make sure that you're actually remembering to eat, because when you have a new baby, that's something you just forget, because you're like, poo, nappies, why are they not sleeping?
Wait, why is there 2 of them?
HelloFresh do food for vegetarians, they have meat options, they have options for families, and just check out their website down below if you want to waste less money and you want, you know, fresh local produce in your life. They've loads of recipes to choose from every week, and if you use my code MelanieFresh, you will get €75 off your first 3 boxes. He's really distracting. The amount of times I've seen YouTubers work with HelloFresh, and I've always wanted to use the codes, and they weren't in Ireland, and now they are, and now we can pick one to make. What do you want?
I want the black bean cheesy quesadillas.
I thought the burger looked really sexy.
Smoky spiced veggie burgers.
Which is quicker? This is 30 to 35 minutes.
20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, Thomas wins. These only take 20-25 minutes max. Right, let's have some lunch and then we can talk more about housey things and baby things.
Drain and rinse the kidney beans. That was like 20 minutes.
I get so bored of food as well. Like, I love the idea of having new things to try every week. I need to stop chewing for a minute.
Fresh tomatoes. You
can wait 2 minutes longer for your lunch.
No.
Please, some people have a problem with listening to chewing. I've had comments before from people being like, please don't chew on camera. Oh, I hate the way you hold the camera. My head always looks really weird. On to the updates so far with this room. So yes, the walls are green and
sage green.
Sage green.
My choice.
The paint is actually called Sage Green by Little Green.
I'm an interior designer.
The room is literally coming together as we manifested in our moving in vlog. Gorgeous, like, rich wood with big old-fashioned rugs and green walls. Definitely putting a wood burner in instead of there's a gas fire in there right now. We always wanted to paint the walls green, but I was very scared of going green in here. I think I wasn't sure how it was going to look with the stone, but it looks unbelievable with the stone. We don't even have inbuilt storage yet.
Well, some of the greens that we were looking at looked insane. Like, it made the fireplace look like an eyesore. So yeah. I was nervous as well.
We needed to get the right green.
I think that's the right green.
And it also got the most votes on Instagram, this shade of green. It's matte, it's gorgeous. The walls were all filled in. Now, we did not paint in here ourselves or the hallways. Like, I'm too pregnant, he's too gone. He's always gone. So we did hire some amazing lads who just came in, got it all done. They painted the ceilings white. The ceilings were like an awful cream color, and like they fixed up all the coving and all the problems, that all the like little corners where there was like loads of plaster missing, and like they fixed everything. We have a guy who is working on designing some inbuilt storage for us, like floating shelves. And we have a mantle. Actually, will you go get the mantle?
Oh yeah, I'll just go and get the mantle.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Wait,
chicken.
You'll see now why you just go and I'll just go get the mantle. It's such a big deal.
You're strong. So yeah, there's gonna be cabinets either side, but like space to store logs for the stove. But yeah, we did show you the stove and the limestone hearth that we had custom made, I think in the last video.
Here you are, your majesty. May I rest now, your majesty precious?
We won't even screw it in. I'll just, this will be
stand there and yeah. You just stand and hold it. This is a joke we always have. They don't get this. Like, anytime either of us asks each other for like a glass of water, we just pretend that it's like the biggest deal ever. Okay, I'll go and get it for you.
I'll get the mantelpiece.
So we got this. This is going to be our mantle where we can hang Santi socks and put candles and put, you know, a plant or whatever, pictures. We got it in a place called Architectural Salvage, and they had a room full of like loads of big pieces of wood, and then they cut it down for us. According to them, this is Victorian pine, but it's some kind of a pine, that's all we know. But the shelves are going to be very similar to this, if not the same wood. He's going to try and source them for us, our lovely storage man, Porrick. What I was about to say about the fireplace is like, it's looking a lot more than the last time you saw it, because we found a guy on tradesmen.ie after asking so many different like stonemasons and everything. Nobody wanted the job of this fireplace. They said it's like a bitch of a job, because we wanted them to like repoint it and everything, and then obviously clean the stone, but they said it would just take so long and it would be so expensive. Even the job for just getting this cleaned up was 500, and then, you know, we'd get some men to come in and actually install the stove so we could begin to use it. Also, see that up there, me and Thomas are having a great argument about this fan. It is amazing. It pumps out so much heat into the room, but it's really ugly. and so Thomas was like, we'll face it in that way and you'll never notice it. And I'm like, look at them red wires.
I'm gonna colour them in black.
Are you?
Yeah.
This room
if you have a stove,
is so warm.
Get yourself a stove fan. They're not expensive and the heat of them is incredible.
But yeah, so the guy we found, he came in and he basically got rid of all of the black paint that the previous owners had put onto the grout, so that it now matches like the bit of stone in the hallway and the stone outside. It's just like lighter, kind of like a charcoaly colour. And he cleaned the stone with like an acid wash, and it just looks so much better. One thing I'm gonna have to figure out is like what to do about these bits of plaster that are stuck along there. Probably either paint it with bits of cement or something. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Our son just got back there with his nanny. She had him for a couple hours this morning, just because filming with him is becoming much more difficult. He always wants to be on camera and he likes to say his own name over and over again, and as you know, we try and like keep his face and name away from this channel. Anyway, you'll notice we've no skirting in either, and that is because, my friends, the red carpet is gone and the beautiful oak floor from National Tile is in. You will remember us going to National Tile and picking out our floor. We even since then got to like help to make the floor. Like we got to put some floorboards through the machine and see the stain going on and everything like that. It was so cool to feel like we're getting to be part of the future history of the house. National Tile create their own wooden floors and they name them after Irish castles. Our floorboards were sitting in boxes over there for so long. Like they delivered them. There were so many things we had to do in a certain order because we learned our lesson kind of from the office. Thomas and his dad decided to float the floor. I can get him to explain that because I don't understand. This is currently a toy room because our son still sleeps with us, but all we've done in this room is put down a new carpet, but it's like a bomb. He just loves to come in here and play. We've had it rewired and replumbed. Why did you float the floor instead of like gluing it down?
Number one, because it's quicker.
Okay.
Because it was me and Grandad doing it. But we got to put an underlay down which helps with heat insulation and noise reduction, and also it has a layer to stop moisture.
And you helped with that, you helped. We're also now at the stage where we have a lovely blank canvas with the hallways. The halls were also filled and painted, new skirting. The same wooden floor is going to go down out here. Oh my god, the amount of stuff. Like, this is all new because the original one, when we pulled up the floor that was here, this was rotted through from like leaks. There had been over the years Salter stone by Colour Trend on the walls in the halls, and now we get to start on all of the fun stuff like decorating. So, you know, out here we want to do a gallery wall over here with all like old-timey picture frames and mirrors, and I did buy a beautiful mirror from M&S originally for our bedroom, but it was a bit small, so I think it will work. Here, this mirror, I'll show you an overlay. And then, you know, like my friend Vicky got her hands on this like old looking wooden table and she didn't want it, so she gave that to us as well. So we're probably gonna like have that out here for the time being. And then we get to pick rugs and light fixtures and oh, so many things. Like over there, I'm gonna have floor to almost ceiling bookshelves because there's just so many books. I hate that they're just all like shoved into wardrobes right now. Up in the attic, they're just all over the place. I want and need to show you this beautiful chair. So on the whole trimester 3 birth checklist, I had nursing chair down because when I was breastfeeding my son, like, oh, this is like a cloud. I will never forget how often I had to be asking people to like prop my elbows up with pillows. You can get so uncomfortable when a baby has fallen asleep on you and you're supporting, even though they're very light, but like supporting that body weight for like an hour or 2 hours. It hurts. When you're having a baby, you really need to order those like bigger items way in advance right now. There's just such long waiting lists for deliveries and stock issues and all. It's wild out there. Don't leave anything to last minute, like, you know, buggies, cots, just anything like that. So yeah, in this room we will be selling this big green kind of corner couch. It just it doesn't fit with what our vision is for this room. We'd like to have a couple of 2-seater couches and then a couple of more like armchair type things. This will be one of them. I'm obsessed with this. It's from Gaia Baby. It's their Hera rocker. It's sustainably sourced wood. I think it was about €700, but I'll be living in this for a very long time. My sister-in-law swore by her breastfeeding chair. I remember her being like, this is like the best thing that I got, hands down. It's a lovely rocking chair and it'll be lovely for baby's naps and stuff, and just sitting in here cozy by the fire. I can't wait till this room is done and we've got curtains and, you know, sconces for like softer lighting and lamps and like, yeah, a lot of the bigger jobs are done with this room, and it's just all of the fun stuff now, like the finishing touches, which is the stuff that everyone gets really excited about with, you know, redecorating, like the actual I still can't get over how much goes into really renovating a room, but it's been so worth it. Like a lot of people have asked me, do I regret going with a fixer-upper over like a, you know, moving into a new build that was all like ready to go? And like, I don't, because the amount of satisfaction you get after every little tiny stage of the process is huge, and it's so rewarding watching something come together the way you picture it. Like, we wanted this whole room to be like a cozy forest vibe with the dark wood and the sage walls and the stone, and like then we're gonna like brighten everything up with our decor, and it's gonna be my absolute dream. I would never get this in a new build. Like a lot of new builds, they don't even have fires, like, you know. I'm so glad we bought this house. It's just been stressful, and 2 things can be true at once. Dad's home. Right, I stopped filming for what, 3 hours, and you've already injured yourself in the name of this house. He was swinging around up in the attic with the electrician, and he's got a big...
Firing up these lovely lights. Show them.
Show me the gash first.
I
Look what he did!
obliterated my leg, and I also nearly put my foot on the ceiling. There was a piece of the roof I thought was attached that wasn't, and I went, yeah, anyway.
But you've lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, no, we have lovely lights now.
Thomas's cousin is an electrician, and he's just been in. We really wanted to put in spotlights to, you know, show the stone up really pretty, like a church, you know, at nighttime. But he's popping back in tomorrow to put in, what is it, more subtle ones, and like ones that point at the stone.
They can be tilted slightly so we can change the angle a little bit.
But it's so nice, isn't it? When you stand back and like come in then at night, it'll be like, ooh. Are you watching Leo the Truck?
You might on my body head. That's the title of the song.
Fire's gone out. Whose fault is that? It is my fault. I'm not great with the stove just yet. Like when we were kids, we would have had a fireplace in the house, but we weren't like a fireplace family. But Thomas's family was a fireplace family, and his family keep making fun of me, the fact that like every time I put on a fire, I just let it go out. And I don't know, I don't understand the complexities of keeping a fire going. So I'm just, and also I'm trying to stay away from the box of firelighters because oh my god, the smell. It's so addictive while I'm pregnant, like firelighters and petrol, and like I would happily sniff these, like properly sniff these all day, but all I'm allowed letting myself do is kind of go like one little waft from the box. Oh, it's just so good. So good. And I always like that smell, but it just gets a lot more intense when I'm pregnant. What's your tummy takeover tip for the day, Thomas?
My tip is on the run up to Christmas.
Wait, you're supposed to vlog this.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm just gonna take, even though you're right here watching me. Usually I get to do this by myself. You don't have to be yet. She's just hiding in the kitchen in there. On the run up to Christmas, everybody's going to be getting little things done around the house, and you'll be inviting professionals into your home. Maybe a man to fix your boiler or to put in some new lights. Make an effort to have a cup of tea with them and ask them what they're doing. You'll make a friend, and also they might be more friendly to you, and the next time you have a boiler or electrical emergency, they might be more inclined to come and see you. And also you'll know what's going on around your house, and it's better to know what's going on around the house and how things work. Because if something breaks, maybe you can fix it yourself next time. And that's my tummy takeover tip, to have a cup of tea with your boiler man or other household professional. And fair winds.
Thanks. Another thing that I don't think I've talked about in these videos is that we had our heating zoned. So now we have thermostats, like one in this side of the house, one down the bedrooms, and these are just brilliant, and they prevent you from, like, you know when you stick on the heating and you just forget that it's on, or like you end up heating up rooms that you're not even in. For example, we keep the one in this part of the house at 17 because usually the stove keeps the room quite warm, so then the heating doesn't really need to come on, but it'll never let this part of the house go below 17. From my last Instagram reel, I've learned that 17 degrees is far too cold for a lot of yous. The SEAI recommend 19 degrees minimum for like the living room, that kind of a thing. Oh, someone left a comment on my Instagram about like energy saving tips about hot water bottles, and it was making me think of my nana, because she always used to have a hot water bottle, and if I was staying over, she'd put the hot water bottle at my feet in the bed.
Yeah, we've had hot water bottles for years in our house.
A lot of people don't use them anymore, and I think there was a lot of like stories about, you know, them bursting and burning, like boiling your, like, leaving you with really bad burns, like, or if you don't close them properly, like they can be dangerous. Practice hot water bottle safety.
You can say that about that.
This is true.
If you don't drive it properly, it can hurt you.
Another thing I haven't told you on here, I don't think, is that I'm actually now driving my own car for the first time. And I'm 33 years old, and I bought a car a couple of years ago, Thomas, and I can actually drive it myself now.
And you, for the first time, you drove your child and your husband down to the next town.
Yeah.
And I was driving out behind you, and you weren't crawling along like a lot of new drivers do. You were going.
Yeah, he was like, Melanie, I was surprised you were going so fast, and I wasn't.
You weren't
speeding,
going over the limit. You were going the right speed.
I'm very conscious of that. I think, like, I just really don't want to, because I think I would get more stressed if people were beeping at me. It's so horrible, but like when you see people with L plates and N plates, and
don't just ignore them.
No, but I think I'd be more startled if people were constantly trying to overtake me and beep at me rather than just driving the speed limit like what I'm supposed to. Today, we were going out to the car, and Thomas like automatically walks around to the driver's seat, and I went around there, and he was like, oh, can you drive? Oh, brilliant. But then at one point he was like going to check his messages in the car, and I was like, no, you're my sponsor, watch what I'm doing. Because I'm not like completely like 100% confident or anything, and I do make little mistakes, but it's so cool to be practicing and to be able to drive. This little man has had too much Leo too late in the day.
Daddy cannot kiss it.
Mommy, kiss it, come here.
A bowl with hand.
Both hands.
Oh, wow.
Is that better now?
Take down.
She sat down and it broke. I'm tired, young Goldilocks, so I'll find a place to sleep.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the brightness way up because it's very late. I have the little man fast asleep and also a sleeping husband. He has to be up at 4 in the morning to fly for work. Before I go to bed, I just wanted to, I'm sitting down in the storage room, my son's toy room, to fly through some other things about, you know, preparing for a baby. I can't believe how much I like prepared for the actual birth of my son when that was the only like what, a day or two, and how little I prepared for the 4th trimester, which is what they refer to as basically the whole postpartum period. And I think even a while after that, it's like this huge shift that you're going through physically, emotionally. Your whole life changes, and I'm assuming, you know, it's the same when you're having a 2nd or a 3rd or a 4th. I need to finish my hypnobirthing course because that was just unbelievable. I need to prepare my little bedside stash of like nappies, wipes, nappy cream. I obviously have stuff for my toddler, but newborns go through way more nappies. I'm going to be ordering nappies from Pure Born because they're bamboo and they're a bit better for the environment. And you know, I remember I used coconut oil on my son for like all his baby massages and stuff, so I just want to have like a little box of stuff ready and like loads of nappies stocked up. This isn't really on like my checklist, but what I would say if you're having a baby is research feeding methods. I am currently researching bottle feeding just on the off chance that there's some issue with breastfeeding my 2nd child, and like I wouldn't have a notion of how to do formula feeding or anything like that. My eyes are itchy and I know I have not taken all my makeup off. No, I have not. I'll be back in a moment. Bit better. But yeah, if you'd like to breastfeed, read into it before you have the baby, because once they come, it's just, there's such a small window of time where you can actually, you know, get that going properly. And there was so much that I didn't know. Like, I just didn't realize that you should leave them latched for basically as long as they want, and you should let them sleep at your boob, attached to your boob, sleep through feeds. Like, it all increases your milk supply. There was just a lot of things that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't read about them. Reading up about it definitely, I think, made my breastfeeding journey a bit more successful than it could have been. Also, I'm going to be packing my hospital bag a lot sooner this time, because like I went into labor like 8 days early on my son, but I'm also like so conscious of multiple people in like the family and in my friend circle who did have babies a little bit premature, or like, well, basically they're fully cooked from I think 37 weeks. I'm 33 weeks, 34, nearly 34 weeks. So yeah, I just want to like have that done. Have to install the infant car seat in the back of the car and just kind of have that ready to go. I want to stock up on non-perishables, like just stuff like, you know, toilet rolls and tins of beans, and just to have like plenty of stuff, so I'm not constantly in that like, oh, we need to like run to the shops. Like, it's just so nice to be able to just chill and relax when you have a baby. This is actually a huge one for me because I already have a child. Obviously when I'm in labor and in the hospital having the baby, he is gonna have to be, you know, looked after by his grandmother, for example, and she'd usually have him for like 4 hours at a time if she is minding him. So say on the off chance I do get kept in for 4 or 5 days, we never know what will happen. I need to make sure that I have like really detailed notes written out for her, like his schedule, his meal times, things that might set him off. Weird example, if there's anything floating in the bath water, like a toy or even like a bottle or a lump of soap, anything, my son will have like a meltdown. And he is not a meltdown child. Like, he doesn't even really have tantrums. He might get upset and then, you know, I explain things to him, get down to his level, he stops crying and is fine within a few seconds. Like half a minute tops is like the length of a tantrum for him. But he can get so upset about seeing stuff bobbing up and down on water, and I don't for the life of me know what caused this to start. It just one day was a big deal for him, and ever since then he wants to just be in the bath and play with the bubbles, and that's about it. He doesn't want anything else in the bath with him except me. He doesn't mind me being in the bath with him. But yeah, like there's just loads of little tiny little things, and you'll know that if you have a child, like there's all these little things that if someone else was looking after your child, you would want them to know these things to make things run as smoothly as possible for the child and for the person looking after the child. So I'm gonna like do up notes fairly soon, just to like have, and then they probably have to be changed because kids change on a daily basis almost, and every like I'd say 2 weeks our daily routine and schedule looks a bit different. It's just so much constant change and adaptation, but that's why it's so fun and interesting having a baby. I'm gonna have to refresh myself on the newborn cues. I know a lot of it like did kind of come naturally the last time, but there was certain things I just kept googling, and I did learn a lot through googling certain things, like how to know if they're looking for food, how to know if they're tired. Up until your baby's 2 months old, their sleep pattern is so irregular. There's no point in even getting yourself stressed and worried about like the wake window stuff, because that does stress a lot of new parents out when you're like, oh, my child isn't awake that long, or my child is awake way longer than that. You know, there's no pattern in the first 2 months at all, but after 2 months they do kind of naturally fall into a rhythm with how long they're awake, how long they're asleep, and it doesn't matter if you do or don't sleep train or whatever. We never sleep trained, and my son went from his 4 naps to 3 naps to 2 naps to 1 nap, like all by himself. He sleeps the amount of time that, like when you look it up, like how long should a 25-month-old be napping per day? He does exactly that. He goes to bed at the recommended times naturally, and like that's when he gets tired. So yeah, I know about following the cues when they're bigger, but just when they're like a newborn, just I can't remember how like to tell what's hunger, what's tiredness. And my son didn't have any issues with like, he didn't have colic, he didn't have any real problems like that. So I probably should read up in case my daughter has like silent reflux or I don't know anything, because I wouldn't know how to handle it. I literally wouldn't have a clue. I also want to get my transition wardrobe sorted. The things I'll be wearing between finishing pregnancy and then getting to the point where I actually fit into my old wardrobe. Like I am such a strange shape and size right now, like for me, in terms of how I've been over the past say 10 years or whatever, and nothing really, like very few things really fit me out of what I own anyway, and I'm just kind of wearing the same few pairs of like pregnancy activewear and like pajamas and baggy maternity dresses and stuff like that. So I need to sort that out and just get some nice like just comfy baggy lounge wear and like nursing friendly things as well. Last thing, this is something I've already done, but I would encourage you to do it if you are going to be having a baby, is join mammy groups on Facebook and specifically look up, say for example I typed in January 2023 babies or January 2023 births or stuff like that, and found a group of people who are all going to be having babies around the same time as me. All the groups I joined when my son was a baby, Mums in Ireland and extended breastfeeding, I still use them every day. I interact with people on them all the time. I learn from them. I'm able to help other people through them. They're brilliant. They're so good. Yeah, they're just some of the things on top of what I talked about earlier in the video, like getting the baby clothes ready and ordering in the items on time, and think about how you're going to be feeding yourself well, like be that batch cooking, be that meal delivery service like HelloFresh. Huge love to HelloFresh again for working with me. I wanted to work with them for years, 3-4 years, but yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I am knackered. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. I don't know if we'll get another house to home vlog up before Christmas, but my plan is that we will, and that it'll be like mostly focused around decor and like Christmas decorations and that, you know, making the house Christmassy. So that's a plan for December. Let's see how December goes, but I'm gonna go. Big kiss, good night, farewell, so long, goodbye. It's time for me to say good night.